We came about 5 visits, put in a bunch of chlorine, did a phosphate treatment. Everything has fallen to the bottom. We have our pump right here. This is just a converted pool pump to a waste pump, and then it's going out a waste line right here. Okay, gotta put in our vacuum. I'm gonna put this on the bottom very gently. Just gonna hold it right there. We're gonna go over here. And this is just a GFI converter. So once we press this, it's just gonna go ahead and start for us. Now, everything we back up is gonna be going out that hose. So we don't have to worry about cleaning the filter. This is all dead algae. Now, if we stir up the bottom, it is going to turn the pool into a hazy color. So we just want to go really slow. Now, this was a really tricky pull because we got it in shape, and the next thing we know, the rain came and it turned green again. So we've actually flipped. Really tricky pull because we actually flipped it multiple times. Now, in order for all of this stuff to settle, it doesn't look like there's a lot down there, but I assure you it is. What we had to do is we actually had to chlorinate the pool, and then we turned off the pool and let everything settle to the bottom. It took about 3 days for all this stuff to make its way to the bottom. So if we stir it up again, then it's going to be in the middle of that water column, and we're going to have to wait for it to resettle before we can get it out of here. Once you get it all out, this pool will not flip back to green as easily. Make sure you guys can see this. This is really thick. See with this down here, how thick this dust is. Don't want to move this vacuum too quick. So you want to see a nice clean line. And if we stir it up, we're going to have to do this again. So it's best just to take our time. This is about as far as my vacuum hose will go. This is a 40-foot vacuum line. Now, if you didn't believe me that the pool's green before, there's your proof. You can see that was a really heavy amount of algae that was growing on the surface there. And that's the last remnants of it. If you guys want to see more live pool cleanings, be sure to leave us a like. Tell us in the comments what you want to see next. We do have another green pool that we're working on right now. We'd love to show it to you. The other one is an absolute mess. Now what I need to do is move my vacuum a little closer. give myself a little more room. Oh, this is tricky. Oh, it's a lot of section. Okay. I like to use the brush head to get our stairs. The hole for our vacuum is right here in the front, so I'm going to dig that along the seam of the stairs. Kind of keep the vacuum diagonal like this so it can go across that whole stair. You see this brush vacuum head really does a better job of getting the remnants. Look at that, big difference. You want to get all this stuff out of the pool because this is all actively fighting all the chemicals that we're adding to the pool. And the one thing with the steps is you always want to make sure that you get this top step before we drain it too much. Can't reach it any longer. It's really easy to forget that, and then it'd be dry when you come back at it towards the end of the job. Now the brush vacuum head is also really good to go up on our walls. Go all the way around the pool. Just so I can show you guys the transformation, I'll go ahead and switch back to my roller so I can scoot across this pool. We got football to watch. It's Sunday. So the trick with swapping this one hand, you want to take your vacuum, you want to put the hose on it before we transfer the pole over. Looks like 1,000 times better. What do you guys think, chat? See, I still am stirring a little bit, so definitely have some dust in there. And get you guys a better camera angle. Okay, so I got most of the heavy stuff out of here. So I'm gonna speed through this a little faster. This pool surely has its life story to tell. You can see these craters taken out of the bottom. Potentially could have had a leak or some bad chemistry over the years, or we just might be reaching the age of the surface where it needs to be resurfaced. Now these craters are holding some goodies for us, so we got to kind of work around them all, and we don't want to get stuck on them. So with this vacuum, it can suck against the surface, and then we got to yank it to free it, and then that could stir the bottom. checking to see if our pump is full, which it does look like it is. Let me show you guys. So, see how we have this bubble right here and it's just struggling, nothing's happening. You want to see the water in here tumbling. It tells me that this is all algified. So we're going to press the test button. It's going to stop. See how that water's taking forever to drain out of there? That's how the pump is getting its water. That's good enough. It's really hard to do this with one hand. Now gonna press our test. Okay, so the water's coming in right now. We want to see it hit this back wall really hard. We want to see a tumbling action, so going over itself like this. No ring around the roadie. We want to see it cartwheeling in there. That's a really good prawn. Now this is how we control the suction. And this would be wide open. So that's also going to be how quick we're draining it. Now I could tell it was getting full because when I was going over stuff, it wasn't really picking everything up and I was kind of stirring it a little bit. So it shows me this stuff that I was trying to suck up had nowhere to go. So now we have the pump showing we have something stuck on the bottom of our vacuum, I'm pretty sure. And yep, sure do. Pieces of the pool itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this out. I made a mess. See how waterlogged all this stuff is though? Came off the bottom and it's just immediately going back to the bottom. Let me change the view for you guys. This is gonna clog our basket relatively fast. Let me change the view so you guys can see. I don't know if that view's any better for you guys. Shadow. See, we are tumbling, but it is full as can be. Now this is what we're getting. Vacuum. It's actually pieces of the pool coming off of there. lid wasn't on. Hopefully this is the last one. Now you don't want to pull your vacuum over the pile while it's still priming. You got a nice prime now. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to vacuum up all this dust first. So this isn't going to take up much room in our pump basket. And then after I get all this dust, I'm going to go after this big pile. Looks like we might have something stuck on the bottom of our vacuum. See how our pump is surging. We know nothing's in there though because we just emptied it. Let me see. What I would do in this circumstance. So we just do this. Now that air bubble is going to hit the pump soon. Okay, so we know it's nothing in our basket. We know there's nothing on the bottom of the pump. So what it is, it's actually on this inlet right here. We probably have a rock, something in there. So what, oh, see, it's trying to push it through. I can feel the rock in the line. So what I'll do, so I'll grab the hose like this, so anything that's in our line is going to fall back into it. I'm going to turn it off. Pull this away. So that's what it was right there. All right, now, this is going to take a second to reprime. While it's repriming, let me show you what we got. So this just fell in, but it's easy work for us.